here because we're gonna have to go find ourselves.
We're in there, so you can find yourselves.
Everyone have a good week.
It is now.
It is now. Tough one.
I read the news today, a two-bit expose of the same old story that I heard yesterday. Yeah, it goes the headlines, man. They all just go to plan. They're framed and fixed and rigged, and you know they're all just spam. So buckle down, the grind across its way.
Aha, good Friday morning to you. Hey, you can't have coffee without the grounds. Coffee, the nectar of good old Uncle Pete. All right, pull up a chair. Jump in the conversation by being a part of the grounds today. Click the link, join in. First 8 people going to be part of the show. The one, the only interactive with the audience internet radio show that we are aware of. Join Scott Giles. Man, I almost, golly. Yeah. I should have got some of that vape you hit there. Join Scott Giles and Uncle Pete and their guests as they hit the grounds. Of course, the grounds today brought to you through the wonderful support of the Cannibalist Cbd Shop. It offers quality, affordable, convenient products. Our mission is to provide an alternative, natural way of healing without using industrialized pharmaceuticals. They offer a broad array of hemp products to address a wide variety of ailments. Their team will guide you through many options to make sure that you are comfortable with the purchase. Visit them at 818 Front Street in McHenry, right across from the library, or check them out at www.cannibalistcbdshop.com. Give them a call at 815-687-2608. This morning on the grounds, we are talking about dreams.
Not aspirations, not goals.
Right,
but
dreams,
dreams,
like the stuff that happens
the
when
stuff,
we sleep,
yeah,
that can scare the shit out of you, or make you wonder
make
what
you
the
wonder
hell,
what
why?
the hell, why, what is going on.
Yeah.
And for me, the reason I proposed this topic is because earlier, let's see, when was it? It was actually, I can't remember which day it was.
You didn't have a dream about it?
No, I can't remember. It was a night that I think it might have been Friday night, last week Friday night,
okay,
that I actually took a little something that usually Mary Catherine takes, and to help me just get a solid night of sleep.
Yeah, right.
And I hate the way I feel the next day.
Oh, you were telling me about that one. Yeah, did it really throw you into some funky dream states?
Well, what had happened is apparently as my head finally hit the pillow and started drifting away, and she heard a little snore. Apparently, I said, if I were really small, I could live in a hole. I'd eat potato chips and have beans on Tuesday. And then I was just snoring.
Wow.
I have no idea where that came from.
Well, you know where the really small came from, right? You ever seen the movie with Steve Martin? You ever want to just get really, comedy act? You ever want to get just really small?
Oh, that's right.
Crawl inside a vacuum cleaner and the drug wears off. That would be a dream.
I want to get small.
I want to get.
Man, look at that. We got Gary saying good morning already. Right. Facebook user
Santos
saying good morning and happy Friday from the Santos family. Good morning, right, Sally, Tim. How you doing? And glad to see you there hanging out with us a little bit. But so that's where that started, and and that stuck when she said, "Hey, do you remember saying this?" I'm like, "No, it's not in my brain or memory at all." And when I take that stuff, if I am not out within 30 to 45 minutes of taking it, anything I say, anything I do is at best a super fog as far as memory goes.
Really?
So yeah, because that stuff is not designed for a person like me. It's designed for essentially people who are in psychiatric wards who need to cooperate with orderlies.
Yes, just tune you down.
Like way, way, way down. And when
it gives you dreams.
No, that's just, I don't know. I don't remember having a dream. She said that's just what I said, and then started snoring. So I had snored slightly, said that very clearly, and then I was out. So I don't know if that was a part of a dream, if it was just that. But then I do have dreams. I was talking with a bud yesterday, and hey, look there, George Trevino. Good morning, George.
Morning, George. How are you?
And talking with a fella yesterday who I won't name on the air, but we were talking about dreams, and it was an incredibly interesting conversation. But it reminded me of a couple of dreams that I used to have that would be like a recurring dream. And when I was very young, up until my wife and I had our first son, Cody, up until I was 27, almost every single night before I woke up for the morning, a fellow would come along, and his name was Augie. And this is way too much probably for a lot of people in my psyche. Well, there's Lisa listening. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa, this is just for you.
Yeah.
You can peel this onion all you want. But it did stop when I was 27, when Cody was born. But a fellow would come up. His name was Augie. Wasn't a big guy or anything. But he would say, okay, you know the deal. In order to wake up, you got to kill me. If I kill you, you don't wake up.
Ooh, man.
So every morning.
All right, so this show has just been canceled, but thank you, folks. Have a great day. I'm going to go home now.
You're going home now. Enough. So every morning from the time I was about somewhere between 10 and 12 until I was 27, every single day.
Augie.
Have
you ever met anyone named Augie?
No, never in my life.
Never in your life.
And then when I was 27, I remember very distinctly looking at him and saying, you know what? Nah, I'm getting up. And that was it. I don't feel like fighting.
That's interesting because, they say dreams are like a repression of either a memory or like a trauma in your life. And so that's why I was asking if you've ever met anyone named Augie that was maybe a nemesis or something in school.
To the best of my knowledge, no. I've never met anyone named Augie. In fact, the only other place I have ever even heard that name was many, many years later in the movie Silverado. The little kid who was taken that they had to go rescue, Kevin Costner's in that, and Klein and a couple other people, Danny Glover's in it. They had to go rescue this kid, and the kid's name was Augie.
What about Augie Doggie?
Oh, there you go, right?
Who's Augie Doggie?
Augie Doggie was from cartoon.
Yeah, cartoon.
It was,
yeah.
What was the cartoon?
I don't know. I'll find it. That's my job. I'll find it.
That's my job. So,
and again, folks, remember,
Lisa says she's not able to get in.
Yeah, her phone's well. If she's in the school, the Wi-Fi there is not that good. And folks, don't forget, you can be part of this wonderful dream sequence.
Yeah,
right here. Just click the link. Click that link, join the show, copy, paste, come on in and be part of the show. We'd love to hear about your dreams as well. But be part of this. That's the uniqueness of the grounds. Come on,
click
be part
that
of
link, get it up there, jump on in. Do you ever have like I have, most of my dreams are really friggin' weird. Like they make zero sense. But do you ever have stuff like that? Do you ever?
I do. I mean, everyone has dreams. I guess what they say, I've been reading this good book by Sanjay Gupta that's called Keeping Sharp, about building a better brain at any age.
You should read that paragraph. Because I read that paragraph on the page you have marked right at the top, just that first bit. And I'm like, wow, that's actually really cool. So, okay, I know who that is.
You're talking
it's Huckleberry Hound's, what was it, his son or his nephew or something like that. I never knew that.
Augie Doggie. Yeah, it was his nephew. Yeah.
Huh. Where's he from? Oh, yeah. Holy cow. There you go. You're talking just this very first one right here, Pete? On this one?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It just says, in the seconds it takes for you to read this sentence, your brain will have fired off a miraculous number of electrical signals to keep you alive, breathing, moving, feeling, blinking, and thinking. Some of the information zipping through your billions of neurons are traveling faster than the speed of a race car. The human brain is a remarkable organ and an evolutionary marvel. It arguably houses more connections than there are stars in the galaxy. It says scientists have said that the brain is the most complex thing we've ever discovered. One of the discoverers of the DNA went so far to call it the last grandest biological frontier. The brain, he said, boggles the minds.
I found that just before we were going on there, I read that paragraph. I'm like, wow,
There you
that's really amazing.
Right. Well, it says here, it says the brain does a lot of different things, but it says it even tells stories when you're sleeping in the form of dream, and it knows how to adapt to the environments and tells us tell time and form memories. So it's like a reservoir of our conscious and unconscious thoughts. So, and that's where I was saying about, it's like repressed memories,
Yeah.
Or conflicts, or something you do want to achieve.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't really remember a lot of my dreams. I used to have a lot that I remember years ago, but the older I get, it seems like the less and less and less I have. And that's because, as we get older, our brains chemically change, and mine has changed a little bit differently to where I'm having to kind of rewrite it to try to,
okay.
Because I overstress myself, obviously, doing what I do and how many things I got going on. My brain doesn't shut down 100%. I don't think anyone's brain shuts down 100%. If someone's does, please tell me how you do it, other than through meditation, which I'm, trying to learn and get better at. But, some of the dreams that I do remember are the weird ones, or the ones that wake you up. You have the one where you're like falling off a cliff. And if you don't wake up from that one, then supposedly you do die.
No, because I've hit
you've hit the ground on a dream and died.
No, not well. Maybe obviously I didn't, because here I
right.
be.
But I mean, in your dream,
no, I hit the ground. I'm like, oh crap, that sucked, and I get back up. And,
oh crap, that sucked. You got a good outlook on that sucked. I just fell 1,000 feet.
But I've dreamt where I'm falling out of a plane, or for some reason all of a sudden I'm able to jump really, really high and really far. It's not like flying or anything. It's just pew and
Pew, pew.
And then you just do, oh crap, here comes the ground. You got to tuck and roll and get up and go, or just and I've done that, and then you go, So, Beth, hello, Beth
Good morning,
Myers.
Beth. How are you?
She says, I used to have a recurring dream about driving with my kids in their car seats, and our car goes off a big steel bridge. Ooh, scary. I'm not a great swimmer, and I'm panicking, trying to get my girls out of the car as it fills up with water. Thankfully, my girls are grown up.
So, with that being said, Beth, by the way, hello.
Yeah.
Do you remember, or did you ever have any trauma, like when you were younger, like maybe swimming in the lake that you did possibly, maybe someone was holding you underneath the water, or, you had an incident where, you thought you were going to drown, and that's something that maybe is kind of clicking for you actually to, have that happen, or it's going to happen to your kids, and there's a way for you to stop that from happening.
It could be. Also, to me, like a lot of times dreams seem representative of situations. Like to me, that sounds like she's having a dream about being responsible for the protection of her kids. And maybe there's a situation where she felt like she wasn't, adequately protective as a parent.
And there it is. And nearly drowned several times.
Wow.
So you're probably trying to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, there you go.
So
now, several times, nearly drowned several times. How about you just not go in the water after some point? So,
what kind of choice is that?
Well, several times. Obviously, something about her and water doesn't mix.
Right.
And, other than perhaps the shower or what have you. But I would say if I'm hitting a several time factor on nearly drowning,
right,
I'd probably... my first reaction would be, well, you know what? No more big water for me.
A several time on anything not good.
Yeah.
See here, like this is one of the things too. Like Sigmund Freud says, he believes that dreams revealed unconsciously repressed conflicts or wishes. I mean, would drowning be a conflict or imagery of a wish or impulse from childhood that has since been repressed? So repressing that potentially drowning is brought up because now she has to think about that with her children.
And Shayna says, by the way, cool topic. Good morning, Shayna. Shayna, there's the evolutionary theory that says we use dreams to try out different scenarios in a safe environment. What do you think? That could be. Can you do lucid dreaming?
Well, if you're doing the right drugs, I'm sure you can.
No, well, I mean, have
Well,
you ever?
I mean,
have you
like
ever had a dream?
psychedelics.
No. I mean, when you have been asleep, having a dream, and you're like, "Oh, this is a dream. I'm going to have some fun." Have you ever done that? I've done that like a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't. Most of the time, you don't remember dreams. That's the thing. They say,
And maybe
say you
that's
have
not
dreams,
lucid
tons of
dreaming.
dreams,
Maybe
right.
that's manipulative dreaming or something.
Well,
I don't know
that
what you
would
call
be-
that.
Yeah, no,
but
and then you go back to sleep and you continue the dream.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, wake up. Oh, dang! Well, that was good. I was
Yeah.
having some fun. I'm going to go keep that.
Yeah,
going.
let's go back to bed, right?
Yeah.
I don't. I can't think. I mean, I'm sure I have, but
Beth says I love to water ski, but I wear a life jacket. Okay. If
What?
you,
That's a smart choice, considering when you hit water, it's like hitting concrete.
yeah.
I mean, oh yeah, I'm on. Okay. The other thing is, are the dreams, like some people may say that, hey, in a past life,
Right.
you drowned
Right.
in past life.
So, like with Beth,
Yeah.
does it end at you just going off of the bridge, or does it go farther than that? You're in. It says as it's filling up with water. Then does the dream just end? I mean, how
Does
far
it go
does it
to
go?
its final resolution?
Right, because I mean that's pretty intense. You're going off, you're hitting the water, and the car starts filling up with water. I mean, I would think that would be horrific, and I would think that would wake you right up.
And
So-
see, I want to move this so I can see
Did-
without trying to look around.
Yeah, right. Well, I think I need to move anyway. You guys got to get my good side. I keep looking at myself, going, "Man, who's that old dude in the picture?"
That's me.
No,
You're fine. You're
not the
fine.
Fantasy
Yeah.
Factory picture. That's me. That's you.
No.
But
No, I think that with a lot of that, I enjoy dreaming quite a bit, but I go through most of my dreams go to final conclusion, no matter what it might be.
you're different than most.
Yeah,
Let's
he
just
is.
go on to a different subject. Uncle
Yeah, but-
Pete's part of the grounds.
So tonight I go and get fitted, for my.
Oh, you're getting your CPAP
Yeah.
tonight?
So they say, because I stop breathing so often, that when I get into REM sleep, and if I stop, then REM sleep stops, and that's where you dream, is in
Correct.
in
Yeah,
this
the rapid
REM.
eye movement. That's how you know
So-
someone's having a good time.
Did you find that you dream more now that you're with the CPAP?
Oh, you're telling people now that I have sleep apnea.
Yeah.
Thanks. Really appreciate that.
Hey, man,
so the
this is
grounds is over.
Just-
You are grounded.
Well, we don't.
Yeah,
we-
I think I have.
See, I'm
I
looking
think I
forward
have-
to that.
I am. Once again, like I say, I don't. Most of them I don't remember, but I definitely have. I mean, it's definitely gotten better.
Yeah.
But it's not like ones that I wake up and can
Yeah.
go, oh, that was awesome, or like Augie Doggy, or Beth,
Yeah.
falling off the thing. I mean, most of the stuff I think that happens to me is just your brain's active at night, because what your brain does when you sleep is your brain is cleaning itself,
Okay.
right? So
Yeah.
it's
Rest and restoration.
Oh my God, I can't think of the name, but I got to look it up now. But when you rest, your brain is actually more active. When you sleep, your brain is more active than when you're awake, and it's getting rid of a meldicite. I got to look it up because I'm going to get it wrong. But it's getting rid of basically like plaque in your brain, right? It's literally flushing your brain out. It's committing things to long-term memory, and then it's also getting rid of all the garbage.
Huh.
And that's, I think, where in your brain it's twisting, and that's when you start dreaming, because it's something that was, like they said, repressed, or a memory that needs to be kind of revisited, or maybe even a dream that's something you want to do.
There, Shayna, that just wow. And then there is the physically influenced dream. I'm in an unfamiliar place and I can't find the restroom. Is that usually when you got to wake up and take a walk down the hall in the middle of the night or what have you?
Yeah.
Lisa says, "Phew, finally," and then she says, "Just
Yeah.
me."
Well,
I've actually had. No, I don't want to say that. Never mind. That's
Well,
way TMI. Way TMI.
TMI.
Yeah.
Hey, this
So-
is the grounds, man.
This
You
is
got to
the
get dirty.
grounds, no TMI.
You got to get dirty, man.
Right.
You gotta-
That's
well,
Well,
I've
it's that
had
same dream that
dreams
everybody had in
where
school.
I'm finding a restroom. And then anything that could possibly be disgusting about a restroom to me is usually in that restroom. And it's usually just absolutely filthy. And I'm like, man, I gotta go. This is horrible. Now I gotta clean this place. And it's just nasty.
Right.
There's carpet on the floor. I cannot stand a carpeted restroom. To me, that was one of the grossest things in the world, and I don't know why.
Yeah, but back
I've
in the
never-
70s, your grandma used to put carpeting all over the toilet.
Back in the
That's
70s,
true.
my grandma put a pot in the middle of the hallway and said, "This is your pee plug," because my grandparents didn't have a bathroom upstairs. So instead of us coming downstairs, they put a pee pot upstairs in the hallway.
Little pea pot.
Yeah.
So, and well, I mean, bedpans were a normal thing.
That was
once upon a time.
It wasn't. Yeah.
But that, or I get in there. There's nothing on the roll. There's no toilet paper in a dream. And it's just everything that I can imagine that is possibly horrible. And many times it's not even that I got to wake up and go do something. It's just this is a horrible, horrible, horrible place to be. And sometimes I just give up and like, well, I guess I'll just take care of this later.
Yeah.
And wait.
I think
and
one
go
dream
on.
that we can all say that we've had though is that dream of standing up in front of your classmates, either naked or in your underwear.
I've never had that.
Oh, come on. That's
No,
everybody.
people talk about that all the time. I've never had that.
Yeah, I had it. I was up in front of the class in Pete's underwear. It was weird because he never.
It's really weird.
Wow, that's a repressed.
Yeah.
That's something for the fantasy factory.
Yeah.
They'll figure that.
So
dream
you were
out
up in
for
the
you.
front of the class in my underwear. Was it the pink, yellow, or the green?
Oh, you got only three
Yeah, it was-
colors, huh?
It
Oh,
was.
there's
It
black,
was. It
red,
was St.
blue,
Patrick's
gray.
Day, so you figure that
It was
out.
the green.
Ooh, St. Patrick's Day.
Coming
Hey,
up,
I'm going to
coming
throw a cheap throw a post in here, but St. Patrick's Day, the 14th of March, Reese's Barkery and Pautique at 1313 Riverside Drive in McHenry. We're having an event, a pet adoption event,
Oh,
nail
wow.
trimming event, and kind of celebrating the 15th year of the store being open. Although we have not owned it all that time, we do want to celebrate. We really do like the people that we bought the store from,
Mhm.
and we're honoring them by leaving the store's name Reese's because that was the name of her dog. So March 14th, Sunday, I'll get out of it quick.
you're
Reese's
good.
Barkery and Pautique, 1313 North Riverside Drive in McHenry. Nail trimming event. Bring your animals. We're going to be giving away lots of
What time?
goodies. I think we're going to start like at 10 or 11. I'm not exactly sure on that one. It's going to go most of the afternoon.
Mid morning to
Yeah,
most of the
mid-morning.
afternoon.
Yeah, we're going to have tents. Unfortunately, the wonderful city of McHenry will not allow us to have tents out on Riverside Drive, so I have to do it back in the back
Ugh.
of the building. But we've got a nice, huge alleyway back there, so it'll be nice and clean after I get done cleaning it. But I'll have something out front to attract everybody. I guess that's also the day for
Bring the
Shamrock
pets.
on the Fox. It's
Bring
same
the
day.
pets.
Bring your pets. It's the same day as Shamrock on the Fox.
Yeah.
Open carry alcohol, so come on in if you want. Maybe I'll have a little mini bar in there
That's right.
for you guys to come
Well,
on in, try out our new foods, and pick up some awesome
25,
treats.
25 different flavored treats
Yeah.
from locally sourced companies.
Yeah, we get
Yeah.
sometimes more, but about 25 different flavors of
Yeah.
dog cookies and cat treats. We
Yeah,
don't have
cat.
a ton of cat treats, but you can buy them quarter pound, half pound, 10 pounds, whatever
Yeah.
you want, and it's basically human grade food. I'll eat them just to prove people that they're not bad for you because a lot of the stuff you get for your animals is really bad.
That may be why you have so much hair on the face now.
I know I got to
That
get
could
rid of this,
be.
right? I'm looking like Santa. It's scaring me.
It looks good.
I want to be a
It does. It
grandpa
looks
here in a couple
good.
days,
Yeah, it
guys.
looks good.
Are you really?
Yeah, we'll talk about those dreams.
Ah.
I'm surprised I haven't had those dreams
Congratulations.
yet.
Ah, nice.
Now, Lisa, talking about dreams, Lisa says going to the bathroom is a release of old emotions and feelings in a dream. To be afraid you won't find a place is symbolic to things that you're afraid to let go of. And the view of it being ugly is the view of darkness and ugliness, I guess, of the emotions.
That
So
sounds interesting.
that's interesting. And then Shayna says, do you think there is meaning to repetitive dreams?
That's something that you haven't dealt with.
I
believe
I did that
repetitive dreams, the one you're having.
for about 17 years, from probably about 10 to 27, whatever it was. I don't know why that guy would show up. Now, when I was very young, I had a repetitive dream all the time, and I remember this to this day. And this is when I was 5, 6, 7, of a little character called the Bad Baby. And the Bad Baby was not, it was actually it was evil. It was this little evil baby that was coming to get me. And I had to run like crazy to get away from this little bad baby.
And
I remember what it looked like.
You, Pete.
It was really, really gross looking, a little gross looking evil baby, with black eyes and black teeth, and it was just gross. But I remember that to this day.
Here's what I was trying to find. It's when you sleep, your brain's glymphatic system clears out waste from the central nervous system. It removes toxic byproducts from your brain, which build up through the day. This allows your brain to work better when you wake up. Research suggests that sleep contributes to memory function by converting short-term memories into long-term memories, as well as erasing or forgetting unneeded information that otherwise might clutter the system. Sleep affects many aspects of the brain function, including learning, memory, problem solving, creativity, decision making, focus, and concentration. So I must not be sleeping then, because these functions are really kind of goofy on me sometimes.
Really?
And that's, when we're doing the going deeper conversations.
Yeah.
When is the last time you really asked a friend, be like, dude, like, how do you feel? What's, how does your brain function during the day? Are you have this, what they call the monkey brain like me, where 1 second I'm good and the next second you're going 12 different ways, and, you can't focus on any one thing. And
Well, that's why I write a lot of stuff down.
yeah,
I can stay focused on what I'm working on and what I'm doing. But it's also one of the reasons why I segment my time in like basically 15-minute blocks. And I know what I've got to do from here to
I'm
here.
really
to
surprised
here
that
to
you
here.
dream that with how much you don't sleep and how quickly you fall asleep, because usually it takes, I forget the numbers, but I want to say it's like an hour or 40 minutes or something to get down into REM sleep. And you're saying you're sleeping for an hour total, if that, and you're getting into dreams.
45-minute to 1 hour blocks. And when I'm out, I'm out, and I start I'm dreaming. I don't know how long it takes me to get there because I'm asleep, but I dream every single time I fall asleep. I never don't dream.
And you don't, and answer or not, and you don't take any pharmaceutical medication.
No. I used to take blood pressure meds, and I don't need those anymore, even though I'm still a relatively large fellow.
For all the psychologists out there, please send all
send all your information. So I actually, if there is anyone out there that is really
Lisa,
adept in this whole, I can't talk today. I must not have gotten good sleep last night. I was trying to help my daughter finish her house up before baby comes. But if there is anyone out there that really, because I think this is a super interesting topic, because I do think that, like Lisa says here, your brain works on working out how to make what you focus on happen. And that's your subconscious, that's what your subconscious does. So is that what it is? Is your subconscious the one that's making us dream to bring to fruition what we're trying to accomplish? Is it giving us a pathway or a
keep in mind
roadmap?
Keep in mind that Lisa does run a show Sunday mornings as well. Lisa's Changing Perceptions.
Yeah.
She's got a bunch of degrees, like a thermometer or something. She's got a bunch of things, bunch of stuff behind her name.
She
there's
does.
A lot of stuff there.
She's phenomenally well. She's amazing at what she does.
She is.
Lisa says there are dreams and there are visitations. Visitations are real spirits that are coming, and it's a live event. And I've had really bizarre dreams that involve people who are dead, that I know they are dead, but we're having an actual interaction. And Lisa says your subconscious is working to please you, and she says, "Oh, thank you." Lisa, I don't mind saying it because Mary Catherine has actually been on one of her shows, but Lisa has done more for my wife than psychiatrists and psychologists have for the 30 years that I've known her. And Mary Catherine's been to see her, somewhat regularly since October, since meeting her. And she now can do things on her own that she really couldn't do before.
And you can join her show on Sunday mornings at 9.
Yeah. Actually,
right
Lisa and I are trying to hook up to maybe see if we can get together and do some things together. I actually want to, try to use her services, if you will, because there's a lot of things that, that we don't deal with or don't process, and that's partially what those dreams are about. They say you have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. There's some crazy. I think it's 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, and for me, I get that because I'm like, yep, and I remember almost every one of them because this is the gray hair that was popped from that one. You know what I mean? Because I just, there's big picture people, and then there's, I don't want to say that others, but you know what I mean. And I think I'm a big picture person because I'm not the detail guy, and that's why my brain gets so crazy because it's firing so fast, but I'm not able to differentiate or compartmentalize, where one goes.
And Lisa says, "Oh, Scott, use me." Stream to
whoa.
McHenry County.
I think
women.
my wife is listening to this,
Oh, my
Lisa. Please
Lord.
stop. Stop.
Let's-
Deidre, I love you. No matter what happens, in
in a professional,
in a professional way, use me.
Way.
That's right.
You might even want to clarify.
I was going to say, don't come to my one store, please. Fantasy Factory, we are not working with that one. Cannibalist, maybe, to get spiritual.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh!
I actually had an older lady come in, not to change the subject, but had an older lady come into Reese's dog store the other day, and somehow the two customers that were talking got on CBD.
Yeah.
Right. And the one that I just don't want, went off. Like, I don't want to get stoned and da-da-da-da-da. And, my back's been hurting forever. And I started telling her about the benefits of it. Right.
Mm.
And I gave her some cream. They have a really nice topical cream that's called Body Butter that gets rid of your pain like pretty quickly. And that basically is like, and she said, that's funny because she's like, that stuff, I'm worried about if I do that, it's going to give me crazy dreams.
Yeah.
I'm like, and that it was funny that now that I'm just remembering that, because in this lady, she was a whippersnapper. You know what I mean? It's just like, it gives me crazy dreams. And I wanted to, of course, please expound upon that. I want to know what it is. So, because I always ask older folks, what's the secret? What's your key?
Yeah.
Tell me what's the deal.
Speaking of that, it's that time. Of course, you're listening to 21.6 The Net. You're stuck right here in the net with us, and you have the grounds. And the grounds brought to you through the financial support of Cannibalist Cbd Shop. Offers quality, affordable, convenient products. Their mission is to provide an alternative, natural way of healing without using industrialized pharmaceuticals. Check them out at www.cannibalistcbdshop.com or give them a call at 815-687-2608. Now, since I know the owners and you guys just threw their hats on, I have to give a special shout out to my guys over at Antioch Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. I bought a vehicle from these guys a couple weeks ago. One of the best experiences that I have ever had purchasing a vehicle. If you're looking for a car, go over there, ask for Jeremy Rohrbach. This guy treated us like family, didn't try to pull the wool over our eyes, gave us exactly what we were looking for. We were not there. Get this. We were not there all day.
Wow.
We were not there all day. And then, cars come with two sets of keys.
Right.
And I had to go back yesterday to get my second set of keys from Antioch Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. And I dealt with Justin Harmon out there in the service department. Let me tell you this. He treats you like you're his brother. He has taken customer service to an entirely different level out there. It was just joyful. Lucy and I were there. They gave us a couple hats. I said I'd give them a shout out this morning on the radio and on your show, The Grounds. But if you guys want just a great experience in the auto buying or service industry, check out my guys out at Antioch Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You can give them a call at 847-395-0200. In the service, ask for Justin. And in sales, ask for Jeremy. They're my guys, and stand behind them. So, guys, thanks so much for just a great opportunity. And the van is so nice that I bought. My daughter's like, Dad, this is way too nice of a vehicle for you.
Yeah, well, she wants to drive it.
Yeah.
But just hold on. You need to
It's
remember
actually a
to
really
tell
nice
them, though,
color.
Yeah,
this salesman's such a good salesman that you went in there to buy a Viper.
that's
and
right.
He sent you out with a silver minivan,
Minivan.
like the mom hauler of the century.
It is. It's beautiful.
But you know what? The nice thing is that you weren't there all day, because usually
Yeah.
that's the nightmare. That's why I don't buy
These
new
guys are
vehicles
fantastic
anyway,
out
but
there.
I don't
Yeah.
like dealers. But I will tell you that if that's the case, because the last time we did buy a car for
Mhm.
my wife, it was like,
Well, I will
time
say,
to go, guys. I told you an hour ago. This is what
Yeah.
5 hours ago. I want the car. Just give me the papers. So I
Yeah,
can
we
sign.
we
I'm
showed
leaving.
we showed up at 5, and I think we were gone by 7.
wow,
That's amazing.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
Did you finance too?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
Chrysler
absolutely
Jeep.
amazing.
Yeah.
What is it?
So
Antioch Chrysler
Yeah,
Jeep.
Antioch
Chrysler Jeep.
Chrysler,
So-
Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You bet.
I wish, because we did not have that kind of a buying experience at the place we went, which was not.
Was it a dream?
And
His was
no,
a
it
dream
wasn't.
experience.
No.
his
yeah,
was,
it
his
was-
was
it
a dream
really was.
experience.
Yeah.
My wife and I Saturday spent 5 hours at a place and finally picked up the car yesterday.
Oh,
Bought it
Is that
Saturday,
that cute
picked it
little
up.
Nissan out front there?
No. I've had that for a while. That actually went super smooth too. But this was another place that was in Woodstock, and it was not. It was exactly the opposite kind of experience that Kent enjoyed at Antioch.
Heavy sales pressure.
And they're nice
pressure.
hats. These are great hats.
These are wonderful hats.
It is cool.
Actually, I didn't even adjust it.
Hats.
I didn't even adjust it. I just popped it right on.
We need to get some hats for like the 21/6.
Yeah, we need 21/6 hats.
And of course, you can online shop with them right out there. www.antiochchrysler-dodge-jeep.net.
Right.
They're great.
So I like the hat. I really do. Thank them very much for the hat.
Love you guys.
And
Thanks
Shayna says, let's go back up a couple of words here. Shayna says, what would the scenario Beth was sharing be trying to tell her? And that one right there. And then Lisa says, I didn't hear it, and it wouldn't be so black and white as that. Symbolism can be different for different people. Beth's situation was about a car going off a bridge and her kids being trapped as it was filling with water. And then Shayna says, is there something wrong if you never remember dreams? And Lisa says, I hope not. I rarely do. I remember dreams all the time.
Well, they say that you are having, but you have so many that you might.
Lisa says, I would like 216net business cards. So would we. we actually need to get new ones.
Yeah, Lisa, we've got you taken care of. Just please send $35.99
plus shipping and handling.
Plus shipping and handling.
Plus shipping and handling too.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
So do you act on your dreams? I mean, when you wake up and you hear this Augie, do you try to dive deeper into it?
Was I haven't done that since I was 27.
That's right. You had Cody. That's right. But I mean, do you have any recurring dreams now that
No, I would say probably the closest thing to recurring dreams is that there are themes in which there are great wars, battles. Often I'm driving, and usually in a very large vehicle, and can't really. This is going to sound horrible to say. If I'm driving in a huge vehicle and people over. Well, if people get in the way,
that's going.
If people get in the way, they just get in the way. Oh well, sorry, you can see me coming through here. And that's the attitude in the dream. You're in my way.
Well, that's probably because of your old HR background, having to deal with people. People are just so crazy. You just want to run them over.
And
I can't fire you, but I can run you over.
Like, it's not frequent, but every once in a while, finding a horrible restroom. But so that's not a frequent thing. That happens maybe, I don't know, once a month or so.
Really?
But usually they're around battles, wars, the driving, and driving is fun. They're thematic, but they're almost always a little bit different. I've had dreams where, actually, one just the other day, a fella showed up I'd say a fella. It was a ghost in the dream. It was a ghost, and it was really creepy. And it kept trying to get in through a locked door. And I kept saying, if you're a ghost, you can just come through it. And, you're a stupid ghost because, if you're a ghost, you don't have to open the door. And then there was a window on the door. And then finally it just was like, oh, well, I'm out of here. And it just left. But it had a really weird face, really, really odd face. It never got through. So I don't know what that was. That was an odd thing. But anyway, Lisa says a vehicle in general. Lisa says, she would pay for her home, the $39.95. A vehicle in general represents a safe mode to your next location. If symbolically that journey is your path and you find it crashing, there is a fear in what is to come and leaving behind something important on the way. I never crash. I just go. And whatever's in the way just, happens to have been in the way. Then Shayna says, running people over and the dirty bathroom story are starting to correlate.
I'm not sure, Pete. You're throwing different, looks of you at me today. Running people over, Augie dog, falling to the ground, dying, or not getting back up, going, oh, that was no good.
No, it's just, oh, that sucked. I mean, that's often the reaction if I hit the ground or something happens, or because I've had dreams where I get shot or stabbed or, whatever. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. Why'd you freaking stab me? And just keep going.
Sounds like you need to talk to Lisa too.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
No.
This is about as deep as I'll ever go with anybody I ever know.
It's not manly to share things like that.
Well, that's bullshit. That's the thing. I'm glad you say that, because that's the way our society has come. Men don't cry. I'm a big boy, and and that's why this.
Well, there are things that.
There's certain things you don't want to tell people. Obviously, you don't want to tell them about your bedroom experiences with your wife. Maybe with your girlfriend, but.
But you don't want to tell your wife that.
Right. But sharing with somebody, and finally, you might, if you share something like that, go deeper with somebody on your dreams, let's say, might be like, oh my God, I got the same thing. And this is what I found out it means.
Shayna, not to mention the body in your kitchen.
Oh, geez, the old clothes pile.
I was awake when that happened.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, quite very much. I just was very annoyed that someone left what I thought was a dead body in my kitchen at the time. Thoroughly annoyed.
Lisa wants to know when you what was it? Know where you
were stabbed and by who?
You got it.
It was. I've had dreams where I'm just fighting, and in general, it's either in the arm or the leg or wherever. It's not a specific. It's just, oh damn it!
Damn it! I got shot.
And that, it's like, oh well, some buck, you just shot me. I don't say some buck. I say
tend
words,
to not have very violent dreams. You
No?
do.
You're not dreaming. If you got sleep apnea,
yeah, I'd say it's been years. It's been
years.
Yeah.
Right, and that's you're supposed to pick up those.
But from what I remember, not very violent dreams.
I have very violent dreams, and quite often they're such fun. It's and I'm not like in battle or warring or whatever. It's
Again, just a shout out to our friends at the FBI who are listening in.
Dreams.
These are dreams. There's no plot
real.
Here. This is just.
I am not going to hurt anybody. I'm not going to hurt a soul.
Okay. And the FBI, these only last about 45 minutes.
Not even 15, because it takes them 15 to get down.
But no,
these are shorts.
It's almost a giddiness in these. If I'm fighting, when I'm fighting, it's just fun.
Right.
It's just fun. So I don't know. Shayna says, "Do you think dreams contain memories from past lives?" And
I would say yes.
Yeah, Lisa says yes, they can. And then Beth has a lot here. I've had other dreams about saving my girls during tornadoes. I actually had this happen during a microburst. My youngest was on the main floor and was scared to go to the basement, and my oldest was upstairs sick and asleep, and I couldn't get to them to go downstairs quickly. It was over before we got to the basement. Wow. So, and then Lisa says...
that actually happened, or did you have anything like that? Did you have a scare? Yeah.
Huh. And then Lisa says our unconscious...
I actually had this happen during a microburst, and this is a recurring dream, Beth, or is this something that just happened the one time? Or is it, something that maybe pops up when we're having bad weather come in? That's her brain. It was repressing probably that fear, that, overwhelming fear that she's going to, needs to protect her girls.
Could be. It really could be.
And now that they're on their own, she can't protect them either.
Man.
And I think you started off the show, the brain it's a weird muscle. It is a weird thing.
Yeah.
And there's so many, folds and things like that go on with it that, all these dreams, it's hard to tell where it's coming from, how, why.
It's a unbelievably complex. Even we've just touched the surface really on, what we're learning about the brain. And that's one reason I picked up this book called Keep Sharp, Build a Better Brain at Any Age, just because I used to think that your brain was, basically fixed as far as how many neurons and how much information you could store. And, it could be flexible and produce new neural pathways, because that's how we learn is, there's neural pathways. It fires here and then it goes to this part of the brain. Well, as we get older, some of those die, or if you get sick, some of those die, and you can actually retrain your brain. You can, restore your brain basically and bring it back up to health through diet, exercise, and mindfulness practices, if you will. because a lot of us these days don't give our brains enough time to relax and just do nothing. The downtime, we're always go 100%. There's no time to sit back and really not think. And that's I'm learning to get to that point where it's not thinking, just being, existing.
That would be nice.
Well, and it will be nice. It will be nice. You just have to keep telling yourself that, I mean, my wife actually told me that when she was in school, one of her teachers actually gave them an exercise, basically a mindfulness exercise, where they had to lay on the ground with their arms like this and stare at that ground, nothing else. And then just, for, I forget how long it was, but stare at the ground and then report it. And it was just one of those things that you're there staring at it. Your mind has no other opportunity or no other chance to go anyplace else because you're so focused on what's in front of you. And then you start to really appreciate the small little things that are there.
One of the if you want to really cleanse your mind, is what are those saltwater suspension baths or whatever?
Oh my God, my son, my son wants to do that really bad. Yeah, the deprivation
tanks.
I see. I'd like to do that.
I've had some friends do it, and they're like, "Man, it is crazy."
Right. Well, that's the thing. It scares the hell out of me.
There's lights in there, but you can either have some lights on so you don't freak out, or it's totally pitch black. But you're floating. There's no pressure on any of your body, so your mind just goes.
Right. And that's the thing for me. At least for me, it's.
I'm a bit claustrophobic. I couldn't get in one of those things.
I'm claustrophobic too, but then, by. Sometimes being alone with your own thoughts, if you will, sometimes can really mess with you, just depending on where you're at and what stage in life, So, because I'm thinking about doing it.
You don't like being alone with your own thoughts?
I do, but I don't, because I tend to overthink things. I think too deep into something that might really not be even have any real validity, if you will, but I just continue to overthink it. And then, with anxiety, that's what happens is you put yourself in a shitty situation. You start thinking about the worst possible outcome, or you're thinking about something you have no control over. Right. And that's off in the future. That's what anxiety is. You're worried about something that hasn't even happened yet.
Oh.
Depression is thinking about the past.
So
that's why they talk about mindfulness, living in the present. So if you're living here now, so that's where, for me, getting in that tank, I think is really scary because, you're going to look at your life. I mean, much further out. At least that's how I envision it for me.
Huh.
Wow. Although it probably would be a good thing too, because they say when the whole ideal and how to try to live your life is to work your way backwards. Like go, do your own eulogy and then work your way back. Maybe I'm just scared of actually finding out that I'm a pretty good person.
Well, you seem like a good guy.
I try.
Wendy says, I had a dream in which a large choir of male angels sang to me. It was the most beautiful music I have ever heard. It was so real. That sounds like a nice one.
That does sound nice.
Then a little earlier, let's see, Shayna said, I read scientists are learning how to record dreams. That would be interesting. I would take a pass on allowing anybody to record my dreams.
You should. They sound great.
Yeah,
I enjoy them, but I don't think they're suitable for public consumption.
See, no, but I disagree with that one. I'd want to know. I've actually thought about doing, where was it called, the Emmons Clinic, I think, or something like that. They do brain mapping, and they pay attention to your brain because I just want to see what's going on and how you control it. And I've thought about doing that. I think that would be interesting because it's the hippocampus is part of what helps you with dreams, and the amygdala is part of the fear and anxiety part of your brain. So when it gets overactive, that's when it starts sending you into places you don't want to be.
That would be interesting.
It would also be interesting, Pete. I think on Lisa's show, you should do a past life regression with her, so that way maybe your dreams change. Maybe you find out that you were a gladiator.
Yeah.
Well, I've talked about. I have actual memories of, like, it's not a dream. I know it's not. Actual memories of fighting, wearing furs, axes, swords, things like that. I have memories of that.
So
they're very joyful.
They're joyful. So
Yeah, it was a good
kind
time.
of a
It's-
deeper topic there, though. So then, with that being said, do you think that dreams could be a manifestation of a past life that you had? I mean, do you feel like maybe you were a
suppose
gladiator
Lisa
and you came
suggested
back?
that.
Because some people have said,
Because I have several memories that are from different time periods, and some that make no sense insofar as being even on this planet. But they're not dreams. I know they're not. Dreams look different. They feel different. These are actual memories. And I have a memory of having a very large black car that's from the 30s. And I remember it's at night, it's a light rain. There is a street lamp shining on the car, and I have my hand on the fender, and I am just so thrilled. Like, this was an achievement.
These are vivid dreams here.
That's a memory. I mean, I know that I have my hand on that car. I can feel it. And I was just, it was an achievement to get that car. And I'm just so happy with it. And, others, the battle thing, that's a memory. It's an absolute memory. And another thing where none of that portion of the other memory makes any sense whatsoever. But it just, because it's not even, no imagery in that memory matches anything we know here to be.
Interesting.
Which is weird. So, but there it is.
What is it? Shayna says she did the Amen clinics. It was very cool. I'd be interested to know. You say it's very cool. What part of that was cool for you? And if you don't mind sharing, what were you doing it for? Because I know there's different reasons that you get your brain mapped. And very cool. Did it help for what you were going in for? Because it kind of gives the doctors an idea, a trail map, or of what direction they need to go as far as helping you with whatever issue you're dealing with, like whatever part of your brain might be having that problem. So I'd be interested to hear from Shayna, either on the air or, maybe in one-on-one, just how that worked for her, because that's, a lot of people are afraid to do things like this. They just kind of accept, this is just me. This is just the way I am. And that's not me. I don't just accept. I always ask why, and trying to figure out a reason behind it. Sometimes some things don't have a reason behind them, but at least that's what some people think. I think everything has a reason and a purpose for happening.
Yeah, I think. See, no, I'm on the other side of the spectrum of you. I think life is a journey. It's not a problem to be solved. So I don't care the why. I just I let it happen, and it is what it is, and I'm not necessarily in control, right? So whatever dreams I may have, if I have them, well, okay, cool. Whatever. I don't try to dig deep into, I'm not a psychological guy. My brother's a doctor of psychology. My daughter's a clinical psychologist. But me, I'm like, I don't know. I'm a radio guy. So yeah, I had a dream last night. Right. If I have a dream about a beautiful woman, it's not like I go through the next day looking for her, or wonder why that beautiful woman was visiting me or whatever,
Your
right?
wife might want to know that too.
Well, she may have been the beautiful woman.
Visiting you.
Yeah. But so to me, and that's why I wear my emotions on my sleeve. That, Pete.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care why. And if you want to know me, here I am, and this is me. And you want to go deep? I know we just met, whatever, but let's go deep. And that's who I am. So it's a weird. I'm one of the weird. I'm kind of on the other side.
I don't think that's weird. See, that's the way we are supposed to be. You're supposed to be, open and honest and just caring and sharing with people. I mean, that's how we learn. And that's how we also understand things. Oh wow, you see that? You do that too. That's how you feel. Wow, I thought I was the only one that felt that way. It brings, and that's why people get together and get in groups or become friends or get married, as they have common interests, likes, desires, dreams, so, I mean, I feel like I'm one that kind of wears my emotions on the sleeve too. I think a lot of people probably don't want to hear a lot of them, but I mean, if I feel comfortable with you, I'll share just about anything with you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, no, I agree, Lisa.
I don't. I don't.
You're very guarded. Have you been?
Yeah.
Have you been? Have you been screwed? Have you been hurt by people because you opened up?
Oh yeah.
See, and that sucks because you're an awesome person and there's a lot you can share and give to people, but because one or a couple people hurt you and screwed you,
But
now
see,
the rest of the world doesn't get
at
Pete.
this point.
They get
Well, at this
they get
point,
Mr.
though,
Galt.
if and when that happens, I'm very direct about it. I don't get emotional about it because I know, okay, that didn't serve me in the past. It didn't serve me beneficially in the past to get emotional about it. So I'll just be very direct and upfront and say, hey, sorry, what you just did doesn't fly. Don't care for it. And that's when we talked before about, in some cases, and I did have to rethink this, in some cases, I have cut a person off. Not if they were of value to me as an individual, not meaning gain or financial or anything like that, but of sincere appreciation. Like I truly appreciate Kent. I truly appreciate you. I really enjoy what you add to my life just knowing you.
Okay,
Thank you.
note to self. That was at the 55-minute, 28-second mark.
That means we have
Okay.
we have 4 minutes and
we got 4 minutes.
32 seconds, right? Is that my proper math?
Let's see. Going back up a minute. Wendy. Oh, when Peter was 4, he would often say, and that's my mother, by the way, Wendy Munson. Hey, Mom. He would often say, when I was a big man, I drove a big car.
Yeah, now he's hitting people in his dreams with that.
Yeah. Maybe I was a hitman.
Yeah, you never know, right? Yeah.
But who knows? Lisa said those things, they had to become those things, Kent, to deal with you. I don't know what that means. What we were talking about. Shayna says it was for a loved one that was struggling with behavioral issues. ADD. Oh, to answer why did he go?
Yeah.
ADD and anxiety for a few. We wanted to confirm there was no physical abnormalities that needed to be considered.
She's asking me, where do you fall? What? Where do I fall on the MBTI?
I don't know what that is.
What is MBTI?
That's the Male Broadcasting Tool Institute.
I
don't know.
I was going to go with Milton Bradley.
Master Brain.
Milton Bradley.
Technical. Milton Bradley Toy Industry.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I'd be interested in what the MBTI
he wants
is.
Mr. Potato Head to be Mr. Potato Head.
And then Lisa says, that's why I throw my skeletons on the table on the air. There should not be shame. And I don't feel shame. I don't need that. I've experienced it. Didn't care for it. Don't need it. So I do my best to reserve true emotional exposure or emotional involvement with people that I sincerely appreciate.
Myers-Briggs personality test.
Oh, then shouldn't it be MBPT?
Who knows? I don't know. Here's the thing though, right? Is Pete?
Write that down because I want to.
Pete and I are good buddies, I think, but we understand each other. I'm not going to hug him. I'm not going. We share laughs. We share a lot of things as business partners as well. But the world, and I think what's wrong with the world today is everybody has to think the same and be the same. I think
no individuality.
I think we got to go back to the individuality. Pete's, to a lot of people, crotchety old guy, right? And stay at an arm's length. And I'm like, yeah, that's not the Pete I know. It's obviously not the Pete that you know, right? So, and it's okay. I wouldn't expect him to go out in the woods with me on my annual journey to the woods, unplug, get in a boat, and talk deeply about life.
Well, that's the time,
or just sit there in silence.
That's the time. Actually, I would think you would.
Right, but I wouldn't expect him to. No. Right now, I would maybe expect him to go. Yeah, I'll show up and go and sit around and by the fire, maybe grill some things and then leave. Right. I wouldn't expect him to, do what me and my close friends do up there, and it's really a cleansing. I mean, we go up there, no electronics, and just get in touch, and there's some pretty deep conversations that go on there.
That sounds awesome.
You're welcome to come. Second weekend of September.
Yeah. I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, it's to me, I always say it's very spiritual because you're in nature and whatever. I don't expect Pete to do that. Right. but that's because he's him and I'm me. So I think there's that,
Yeah.
that difference.
And I'm glad that you do, because
Yeah.
you always come back completely
Yeah.
charged, excited, enthusiastic.
Yeah, he's getting all the negative shit.
And
away from all the negative.
I'm not a nature kind of guy.
Oh, see, I love nature. I love being out in nature, and that's when I'm out. And that's actually when I'm out in nature. If I can get away for a couple days, I literally become me again. And that's something I'm working more and farther and faster to get back towards, is because it's, everybody has this, thing that they've got to do this, got to do that, got to fit into society, instead of just being who you are. When I'm out in nature, it's just I can it's just me. It's just the trees. If I bring the dog with,
I get that in a room. If it's just me in a room,
I like to be out in that way. I can
so
appreciate actually, what our world and what our universe really is. Not all the negativity, not all the computers, not all the bullshit, not all the, it's just at its simplest core level.
Yeah. If I am just alone in a room, I just enjoy that so much. And I guess I don't feel like I need to go into nature, but Kent's right. I don't know, we're at what, 8:29?
Yeah, we're right there.
8:30. We're right
there.
here.
We're
Folks.
30 seconds over.
Man, this could go a lot longer.
Yeah.
We'll pick up next week, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we could pick up next week. Thank you guys.
We'd love
so
to have
much
everyone join us. Yeah, thanks for coming in.
having out. Antioch, thanks for the hats. Antioch, Chrysler Jeep.
Yeah, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
I guess I should just read that.
You could.
Yeah. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Thank you.
Yeah, butterfly.
That's
Shana
it.
would love to talk to, and Lisa love to talk about some more of that stuff a little bit deeper. Thanks for joining in today with us, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate everybody. Come back in a half hour for Bridging Civil Tension, where we're going to see, is Dr. Seuss really a racist?
Dr. Seuss was on.
Come
Dr. Seuss was on
on
mushrooms.
back.
He was.